You're listening to CX Passport, the show about creating great customer experiences with a dash of travel talk. Each episode, we'll talk with our guest about great CX, travel, and just like the best journeys, explore new directions we never anticipated. I'm your host, Rick Denton. I believe the best meals are served outside and require a passport. Let's get going. This week will be a little bit different. Because of the holiday period, I'm taking a couple of weeks off, as are the guests of CX Passport, and won't have a new recording this week. But I've collected a few of the First Class Lounge episodes together, and I think you'll have an enjoyable experience with them. So, join me in the First Class Lounge. This time, we're going to spend a little bit of time here, but we'll continue to have some fun. Let's start by heading to the UK and talking with Sharon Boyd. Little change of pace here, though. Join me here in the First Class Lounge. We'll move quickly here and hopefully have some fun.
Okay.
Dream travel location from your past.
I went to the Maldives for my honeymoon.
Ooh.
Absolutely beautiful. Was very aware that probably when we got to our 50th anniversary, if we ever made it there, it would probably be underwater at that point.
Yeah.
So I was very much going, okay, let's one time only chance potentially, let's live it.
It's definitely on my bucket list for sure. So speaking of that, a dream travel location you've not been to yet.
Oh, goodness. I'd love to go to the Middle East and just explore. Yeah, I'm not really sure what that looks like, but yeah, just all you hear about the amazing customer experiences that there are over there in certain areas. Yeah, I'd love to experience some of that, watch some of that and learn from it.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Favorite thing to eat? Maybe just one hair louder. Favorite thing to eat?
Cream eggs.
Ah, very good. There it is. That almost sounded like a guilty pleasure, but no. There's no such thing as a guilty pleasure. They are all just pleasures. But on the flip side of that, what is a thing your parents forced you to eat, but you hated as a kid?
Carrots.
Ah, okay. I'm getting a lot of vegetable theme in that question, by the way.
Yeah. My dad used to buy massive bags of carrots. And there were 6 children, so you needed to buy in bulk. Sure. But it was all the stories of you'll be able to see in the dark and all the rest of it. None of our 6 children, obviously all adults now, or our own children, eat carrots. So you can see the knock-on effect over the generations.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right, one travel item you will not leave home without.
Well, normally one of my children gives me a little animal of some kind to take with me. I'm not sure I have a choice, so I just always say, oh, thank you, that's lovely. But yes, there's always an item that goes in my bag from one of my children.
Oh, I love that heart connection to the home. That's fantastic. Time to head back to the United States and talk with Todd Sears. With those kind of travels, Todd, you clearly need the First Class Lounge. So why don't you join me here in that First Class Lounge? We'll move quickly and hopefully have a little bit of fun. And in your case, let's get you a little bit of rest. But what is a dream travel location from your past?
One of my favorite places is St. Bart's, believe it or not. I love all the cities we get to go to all over the world, but St. Bart's is probably my favorite dream location. I go every year. I spend 2 weeks at least. Mm-hmm. I got the advice my first year that you can add 1 day every year you go. So I hope to be, 60 days at some point. But it's a wonderful place. It feels like home, even though it's a vacation destination. Yeah. Everyone there is just there to have fun, enjoy themselves. And it feels like it's a family. I know I have a lot of friends there, and it's not just a vacation. It really is an escape.
I like that idea of adding 1 day every repeat trip. I am absolutely going to start using that for sure. Well, thinking about, so you're going to go back to St. Bart, but what is a dream travel location you've not been to yet?
I would really love to go to Eastern Europe, the Balkans. I'd love to go to Croatia. Mm-hmm. We actually had the opportunity at our Europe summit 7 years ago. The deputy prime minister then of Montenegro came to my summit and spoke. And he announced at our summit that Montenegro would support marriage equality as part of their bid to become part of the European Union, which they ultimately did. And he's actually, just as a sidebar, he's the guy that Donald Trump pushed out of the big EU photo. If you
Oh, I remember
a few
that.
years ago.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Yes. So that was him. And so we have a very open VIP, if you will, invitation to go to Montenegro that I really hope to do once things are open. So Montenegro, Croatia, that whole world is beautiful, exciting, a huge opportunity for progress too, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't think there'll be a vacation I'll ever take where there won't be some sort of equality component to it, but that's where I'd love to go.
Nice to have the open-ended VIP invitation there, but I do want to get to East Europe. What is a favorite thing to eat?
Gummy bears. Bizarre.
I like it.
That's the only sweet I like. I don't like desserts. I'm not a chocolate guy. When we go out to eat, everybody gets dessert but me. But if I have my secret guilty pleasure, it's always gummy bears. That's like my comfort food when I'm in need of a sugar fix.
You win that one. I've not had gummy bears show up yet, but it gives me a fond childhood memory. My dad he was a physician, had an ear, nose, and throat practice. And there was a patient that was from Germany. And she actually set up an arrangement with him that she paid him in gummy bears, the originals from Germany. So it was sort of just kind of a friendly relationship. But I remember as a kid seeing her, hand over the gummy bears when she was getting treated in the office.
Oh my God, I wish I had that. Dangerous.
Set
I'd
it
be
up.
the size of a house. Yeah.
These aren't video podcasts. It's okay. You can go whatever direction you want. On the flip side, what is a thing your parents forced you to eat but you hated as a kid?
It's bizarre. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I ate everything. My dad gave me oysters the first time when I was 3.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really kind of funny. There is literally nothing that I was forced to eat as a kid. I was just kind of either easy like that or I just liked everything. But yeah, there was nothing that I didn't like, and there are very few things now that I don't like. I'm kind of lucky that way, I guess.
That really is, and perhaps a lot of it has to do with a parent exposing a child to oysters at age 3, because then if you're enjoying that, you're going to enjoy just about anything else at that point.
Yeah.
Some kids are chicken nuggets. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Thank God. Yeah, it's not chicken nuggets.
With all your travels, what is one travel item you will not leave home without?
Headphones. I literally have music going all the time. I make playlists. My side hobby is DJing. So I actually have like a little baby DJ rig that I take on long flights with me, so I can make playlists and mixes, and then I'll name them after the trips, and that's how I keep myself sane on trips, but also just all the time. I'm always listening to music. Starting
in the UK, heading to the US, let's just keep going that direction, but head further west and way further south as we go and talk with Julie Cockerill in Australia. Well, after a travel and an experience like that, I think you're going to need to hit the first class lounge. So join me here in the first class lounge. We'll move quickly here and hopefully have some fun. Taking Mount Everest off the list for a second, what is a dream travel location from your past?
Look, anywhere in Italy, really, but San Gimignano in Tuscany in Italy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, incredible. Yeah.
Did you climb the towers there? Did you get the views? Isn't that stunning just there?
Look, do you know what? For me, there's one moment where we're sitting at breakfast and the window's open and you have the beautiful Tuscan view. That is the iconic postcard picture, and you just go, yeah, I'm here. Amazing.
You cancel your return flight home and decide to live there from there on. Yes, I have had that moment.
I so want to be back there.
Amen to that. Dream travel location you've not been to yet?
Look, I am really excited about Northern Europe. So anywhere in Scandinavia or Poland or Northern Germany.
Oh.
And then the other thing that I really want to do is hiking in Bhutan.
Oh, that's a new one. I have not heard that one on the podcast before. Wow. I bet that's going to be fantastic. I hope you get there soon. What is a favorite thing to eat?
Oh, I like a lot of stuff. But my favorite things are prawns, which is shrimp, and oysters.
I like both of those, and now, listeners may not know, but we're recording this in the U.S. evening, the Australian morning, so I'm starting to think about what dinner might be. Maybe it needs to be some prawns and oysters. I like that thinking there. What is a thing your parents forced you to eat but you hated as a kid?
Tomatoes.
Really? Interesting.
I'm still not a fan.
Interesting.
Yeah.
One of my faves. That's a new one as well. What is it about tomatoes? They forced it on you, and you just couldn't handle it anymore?
Um, Look, I think it's the yucky stuff inside. It's
Yeah.
the seedy stuff. It's
I
it's a
understand.
textural thing.
Got it. Okay, that makes some sense.
Mm.
One travel item you will not leave home without.
Definitely toothbrush.
Yeah.
And I've trekking through to Everest Base Camp, you get used to not washing your hair or washing your face, or so what I've learned is I can do with just my toothbrush. But I love a Sudoku. I get on that plane and I immerse myself in the Sudoku, and then it's dinner time.
Back to the U.S. we go, although it's a little bit of a trick. When I recorded this guest, Erik Lautier, was in the U.S., but he's actually moved to France, so perhaps we can consider this both a U.S. and a French first-class lounge. Erik, little change of pace here. Join me in the first-class lounge. We'll move quickly here and hopefully have some fun. What is a dream travel location from your past?
Okay, without question, it is Pengkill Island. That is
Okay.
Pangkil.
Okay.
So when I was in business school, I went to INSEAD, and I spent one of the terms in Singapore. And there was a little private island off the coast of Indonesia called Pengkill. And they would basically rent out the island for a weekend. And when you get enough MBA students together to pull in like $100 each or whatever it was, you can get the whole island. And
Nice.
So we all went, and it was just this paradise, right? I mean, it was kind of Robinson Crusoe-esque, but it was absolutely stunningly beautiful. We had a great time, lots of food, lots of beverages. It was about as wonderful as I can imagine for a vacation. So that was sort of a dream location that someday I hope to revisit.
Well, in that vein, what is a dream travel location that you've not been to yet? So you can't do Pangkil Island, but where would you want to go that you've not been to yet?
So there's another island known as Iceland, which I'd like to make it to at some point. Very different, obviously, not tropical, but there's just a beauty to it. And you've got thermal baths, you've got diving in between glaciers and crystal clear waters, and just something that I've never experienced before. And for me, that's part of the excitement, is show me something new, show me something different, and that's, tying it back to career choices. That's been the excitement of being in the digital space, is the constant evolution means there's always something new. There's always something exciting. There's always something that I haven't seen before that keeps me engaged in it. And I think that probably mirrors my interest in different travel locations.
Yeah, very nice. Iceland's on my list as well. There was the recent shots and scenes of the lava flows and the hikers and people getting right up pretty close to the lava flows, it seemed like. And it just reminded me how beautiful and how different Iceland is. And so absolutely, it's on my list as well. What is a favorite thing to eat?
There are so many.
Yeah,
how do I
course.
choose? I've got a weakness for sushi, generally speaking, but there's in particular a little sushi dish, which is a hamachi, yellowtail, thin sliced with a very thin slice of, it could be jalapeno, or it could be another pepper. And I forget what kind of sauce they put on that thing, but it is absurd. And any sushi restaurant I go to that serves that, I order it, like, without question. So that's sort of my go-to. And of course, like, the entire thing, if you stacked up all those tiny little slices, it might be enough to fill a thimble, and it probably costs that much in gold. But it is, that's delicious.
Boy, so you're not finding on your sushi buffet, but it definitely sounds fantastic. On the flip side, now, what is a thing your parents forced you to eat but you hated as a kid?
I would say I was not a fan of broccoli, and now I will pop broccoli all day long. Like we throw it in the oven and get it nice and kind of charred on the edges and keep it simple. Just a little lemon juice on there and a little garlic, a little salt and pepper and a little olive oil. And oh my God, Rick, I will pop that stuff like candy. I prefer it to candy. So yeah, things change, right?
I guess this is an example of, hey parents, you're right, keep forcing, because who knows, it's gonna set kid up for delight of broccoli in the future. What is one travel item you will not leave home without?
It feels so cliche to say my phone or my laptop, right? I can't imagine going anywhere without either of those things. I am one of those people who can pack in about 5 minutes, and I don't need to plan it out. I just want to start doing it. And so, if I end up in some place and I'm like, oh my God, I don't have this, then I don't know, I improvise or I figure something else out or I go try to find it. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that uncertainty and that sort of like, oh, I'm so stupid. Why did I not bring that thing that I needed? So yeah, I don't have anxiety around, oh no, I can't leave without this. I'm willing to just, roll the dice and see what happens.
So Erik may roll the dice, but a lot of our guests do have that one item that they will not leave home without. Let's find out what Katie Stabler in the UK has to say in the First Class Lounge. So Katie, little change of pace here. Join me in the First Class Lounge, and we will move quickly here and hopefully have some fun. What is a dream travel location from your past?
Oh, it's got to be Singapore, the most beautiful, serene city I've ever been to.
Serene. Now, I actually would like you to unpack that a little bit, because that's the first time I've heard Singapore and serene referenced together. Tell me about that, because I would love to go there. I haven't had the chance yet.
I've been to so many cities. I've never been to a city so quiet and beautiful as Singapore. We actually went just before there was about to be a Grand Prix hosted there as well.
Right.
And it was still like the traffic noise, hardly any. It was clean. It was just, it was vibrant. Don't get me wrong. It was a great place to be. But yeah, it's a city I've never experienced the likes of anywhere else. It's amazing. Just beautiful.
Wow. Ooh, okay. Now, with that new description, I was already wanting to go, but now I'm really excited about it. So what is a dream travel location that you've not been to yet?
Alaska. So with the pandemic, we were supposed to go to Alaska for my partner's 40th. The pandemic hit, it all got cancelled. But yeah, we were going to trek the national parks, do the glaciers, and that's somewhere I'd still love to go.
Well, I do hope that you get to go there soon. Another one that I've not been to, but oddly enough, my daughter got to go there this summer and came back with some spectacular stories and some phenomenal shots, and the beauty there is off the charts. So I do hope that you are able to get there soon. Now, this is a tricky thing to ask a foodie like you, but what is your favorite thing to eat?
It's going to be so boring, but I could live off pizza. Seriously, I've got a pizza belly. I can never get full of pizza. We've got a pizza oven outside of the garden. Come rain or shine with that. It's great.
Look, pizza is certainly one of my favorites. In fact, that is what the Denton family had last night. So it is one of ours. Nice. So on that flip side, what is a thing your parents forced you to eat but you hated as a kid?
It's kind of the other way around. They couldn't force me to eat anything, and I lived off jam sandwiches. That was it. It's all I would eat. So,
So you weren't forced into that, but that was the only category you were eating. Interesting. Okay. The jam sandwich. I like that.
The jam sandwich.
So one thing, now, we can't count the phone, right? The phone doesn't count here, but what is one travel item you will not leave home without?
Oh, it's going to be a book. I don't get enough time to read these days, so it has to be it's probably at least 3 or 4 books, as many books as I consume on holiday.
Katie Stabler was a contestant on MasterChef UK. Fascinating story. We had a good time talking about that in the full episode. I encourage you to go back and have a listen to it. After we leave Katie Stabler in the UK, we're going to go head back to the US and talk with another Katie Miller of the Orlando Magic, and have her first class lounge visit here. I do want to let everyone know that we will be doing this again next week as we go through the holiday period, and I offer up the first class lounge treat. We may even have the only guest who brought his own drink to the first class lounge. Hey, before I go, I do want to say happy holidays to everyone. I hope that you have enjoyed CX Passport. If you have enjoyed Passport, please subscribe, please download, tell your friends. Be sure and leave a review. Reviews are the best way for others to discover CX Passport. Hope you enjoy this. Enjoy Katie Miller as we close out. Little change of pace here. With all that travel talk, and sometimes getting in and out of Orlando can be a little hectic for the traveler, so it's kind of nice to enjoy the first class lounge. So join me here in the first class lounge. We'll move quickly and hopefully have a little bit of fun. What is a dream location from your past?
So I hope I don't sound too dorky, but I would say I'm kind of living it now. So growing up in Ohio, I can remember as a child, our one big family trip, and it was to Disney, to drive to Florida and stay at Disney for a week and do all the magical Disney things. And here I am, right? So
Destiny.
It is. I mean, two things come together. But as I will say, as a parent of two, having the ability to take my children to Disney and see those memories, I can see why it resonated. So
that's brilliant. And absolutely destiny for you, of course, to be there in Orlando. You have found your home. What is a dream travel location you've not been to yet?
Australia.
Oh, yeah. That will be something. Anywhere particular, or just Australia in general?
I need to zero in on where exactly I need to go. But I would love to go to Australia. It's on my bucket list.
It is one of the continents I've not been to yet, and I'm excited to get there. But it feels like one of those that, all right, I need to dedicate 6 months to explore Australia. And sadly, that's just not available on the calendar. But it is a special place. I hope to get there too as well. I hope you get there soon.
I was going to ask if you had any recommendations, so keep me in mind when you get there.
Here's the recommendation: go. Oh no, here's a better recommendation. I think the Magic need to do a travel game in Melbourne.
I'm on board.
Okay, let's see what you can do there. What is a favorite thing to eat?
Pizza.
Yum. All right. So on the flip side of that, though, what is a thing that your parents forced you to eat, but you hated as a kid?
Ham.
Ham. Okay, that's my first. No one said ham before. Tell me why.
I think that's more, I don't know if it was so much my parents or my grandparents, but I can remember some large family gatherings where ham was served as part of the big dinner table. And I think it was probably because my grandparents worked so hard on it.
Oh, yeah.
And as silly as this sounds, as a child, I never liked the rind on the outside of the ham. And it was, you got to eat everything here. That's the thing that jumps out in my mind.
That's what I love about doing this, because I ask the same question set here in the middle of every guest, and guests surprise me. Ham is a new one for me, because many of the categories are broccoli, Brussels sprouts, the classic one. Ham is first, so congratulations. You get first comer on that one. So
thanks. I love it now. I'm good now.
And I hear that a lot too. I realize we're diverting a bit here, but it is amazing how many people talk about the things they hated as a kid and now they love. So I guess ham is now a part of your current day. Well done. What is one travel item you will not leave home without? Can't do the phone. Anything beyond the phone.
My Kindle. All my books in there.
Thanks for joining us this week on CX Passport. Make sure to visit our website, cxpassport.com, where you can hit subscribe so you'll never miss a show. While you're at it, you can check out the rest of the EX4CX website. If you're looking to get real about customer experience, EX4CX is available to help you increase revenue by starting to listen to your customers and create great experiences for every customer every time. Thanks for listening to CX Passport, and be sure to tune in for our next episode. Until next time, I'm Rick Denton, and I believe the best meals are served outside and require a passport.